Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension featuring Dan and Bob Video Games. You see that mountain, Bob?
Yeah.
You can download that mountain on your phone, so that way it's ready when you stick the disc in.
Oh, great.
KZ Excellent.
I say words.
And Mr. Feel.
You lied to me, Miles.
Here on GigaBoots. Hello, fellow gamers. It is post-PS5 world that we live in, and this Big Think loaded extra fast. How are you guys doing this week?
Sorry, we were loading.
Fucking these last-gen mindsets. Don't you know you need to use the activity card to skip what we've been playing to go straight to news?
I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work fully consistently all the time.
Nah, it's fine.
Like
we'll just hit the button and it'll work perfectly. Nothing can go wrong.
In Demon Souls, you have to give up your souls for it if you have them. Maybe some other problems people will eventually hear about one day can happen.
Yeah, maybe some content eventually. For people who
I would love to be able to customize them.
Are living in the future or living unaware of the time they're currently in, we did a live show on Sunday. That was only 4 days ago. So the news this week is a little light.
A little.
Because it was already...
You said that you were going to find some way to fuck me, and this will be 2.5 hours, and I'm going to wring your neck because I can't take it anymore.
That's fine. I wrote bullets. My news, I can just bust through it real quick, and we're all good. Only one of them, I feel, has a discussion we need to have. But let's get to it. What we've been playing. I played more Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Ooh.
That game is really fucking fun. And it is really stupid to explain to people how good it feels when the adaptive triggers and haptics feel fucking dope in your hand as you fire any of the guns. But it does feel really cool. And I was looking it up because, and we're going to cover this later in the news segment, but the 3D audio on the PS5 only works via USB or, it's via USB where the plugging directly into the controller. But the games still take advantage of 3D audio processing. They just don't do that thing to make it sound 3D around your head. The audio in this Call of Duty is nuts levels of good. You have this headquarters you hang out in, and there's just all these tiny sounds and ambience sort of noises and stuff filling out the entire area. You can hear the clocks ticking on the far end of it. You hear people working on cars and stuff. All these small little details. And this area, like, I wish people who don't care about COD could just see this one part. They do incredibly high fidelity mocap, like, pieces, right? Like performance pieces between the other characters that you hang out with in this area. And it looks stunning. Like, you can tell they just poured money into it. And I was like, man, it would be really cool to get a game like this, just, like a dialogue, because you have these dialogue trees with these characters. You get to ask them about different things, and the background you make for your character actually affects how they refer to you. So for my background, I chose that I was former MI6. So the person who is formerly of MI6 has certain things she'll reference about that organization with me. Other people will reference things about that too, and it just organically works its way into every conversation you have with them. It's really cool. The level structure you access through a Pepe Silva-like pegboard full of fucking string and thumbtacks connecting all of this evidence so you can find out who the big bad guy is, which is really confusing because we all know it's Reagan. And this game has just been really delightful. I haven't even touched Warzone. I haven't even touched zombies. So there's a whole chunk of this game I haven't engaged with. I've just been playing online with the really amazing 3D audio and playing through the single player story. And the game looks so sharp at the 120 frames per second mode. It's kind of nuts. I'm consistently floored by this game visually and through audio and the controller stuff. The actual levels... how do I put this? The level structure being you look at a pegboard, go, I need to do this mission to find out this information, certainly makes it easy to have a completely disconnected set piece, which is always good for COD, You don't need a logical flow of where a specific team is and where they're trying to get to. You can just be You could just go here, or you can switch characters. Half of it you play as your original character, or I would say 2/3 maybe you play as your original character, but occasionally you'll jump over and play as Mason, which people know from the other Call of Duty Black Ops games. So far, this has been good. I haven't beaten the story. I've spent hours in it, though. There's so much fucking information. Like, we're talking... Like, the evidence board has paragraphs of shit you can pour through. And then everyone has all of these conversations. So I'm actually spending a ton of the time not even in levels, really.
Huh.
And then there are optional things on the specific levels. For example, you go to a mission in Germany in order to follow a person to his superior. You're supposed to tag him and follow him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have an informant there who's going to help you find them. And as they're finishing this conversation with you in a bar, where you spy shit, you have a cigarette pack that actually has a microphone in it, so you stick it down on the table and the microphone's picking up the conversation of the person you're tagging from across the bar. This person's like trying to give you relevant information, but is also really pressured. They're like, hey, they kidnapped my partner. They're holding him nearby. Please, will you help him? And you have these 3 dialogue choices of like, go fuck yourself, basically. I'll see if we can do it, and something more committed, right? And then as you play through that mission, you actually do get to choose whether or not to take that extra stop on the mission to go save that person. And that literally will affect the rest of the mission, as far as I could tell. Because the ending tied into whether or not I rescued that person.
I'm still caught up. Anytime you talk about this, thinking of Quattro Begina just sitting next to whoever you're playing is.
If you guys haven't seen Adler, which is the main guy you're working with at this headquarters, he's the big honcho. He's the one who got this team together from MI6 and etc. He has the strongest fucking Quattro Begina energy I've ever goddamn seen. It's really funny, and I'm like, he certainly won't betray us. Quattro never betrayed anyone. It's really good. I am shocked. Guys, I bought this just like I bought Godfall, expecting to spend $70 so we could all learn something.
The $70 L.
Yeah. And oh man, it's a good thing this didn't have any L's because Godfall has 2 of them.
There was God. I was listening to formerly Game Informer Imran Khan described this Godfall game, and he's like, "I take medication to go to sleep because it's what I have to do every night. I skipped it the night I played Godfall, and I went to sleep faster than with than with sleep medication."
For those
He's like, you know a game where you play an E3 build and it feels really rough, but it might eventually become a good game? They just released one of those.
Oh my God. For people who missed our PS5 launch stream, it almost put Eric to sleep live. Oh man, I am not looking forward to investing more time in Godfall.
Excited for the stream.
Then it's in your top 10.
Yeah, somehow it's going to be in my top 10. And Dan, you put antidepressant medication in your top 10 games of 2020. What? Oh, that was to deal with Godfall.
New looter slasher, Ambien.
I feel like Bob puts in Godfall. He's like, cured my insomnia.
That would be incredible.
Oh my God, Bob.
Then it gets a 10.
Yeah, exactly. Bob's like, this game's miserable, but it puts me to sleep.
I just have to hook up PS5 in my bedroom.
Bob just starts sounding like Mike Stoklasa. Want to go to bed? Get some cold milk, or get some warm milk and play Godfall for an hour, start to fall asleep.
I'm turning to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
But yeah, I haven't put any more time into Godfall. I platinumed Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Working on that.
And there were some glitches, which I will probably talk about.
No, you're probably overselling it.
That game crashed something like 19 times. But apparently I am the exclusion rather than the rule. But I have heard about some weird shit it's done with other people, but I
can't relate. Games don't crash on me.
Never happened. I would simply not have my game crash.
Mm-hmm. A big think episode 94 non-canon.
Strike it from the record.
Yeah, exactly. 94 redacted.
Please do. The edit crashed twice. I lost a lot of work on that one.
KZ just immediately just like, yeah, I was gonna eat this grenade. Let it stay gone.
Oh yeah, thank you for saying grenade. I just wanted to tell you, guys, for anyone, I think Woods is a character who shows up in other Black Ops games too. Yeah. You work with Woods on a couple missions. His favorite hobbies: shooting no one and standing on live grenades.
That checks out with what I know about Woods and other entries.
He's like, Mason, give me cover, and then he just stands on a grenade and T-poses until it blows his nuts off, and then he's just fine. It's really good. There are a lot of moments I like to share in that game, but I'd rather not spoil them.
Yeah, wait for the spoiler cast for
we are definitely not doing that because I feel like me and Bob are the only people who are going to play it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I deleted some stuff that I know I'm not going to immediately play. So I might buy it.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Feels like, you put some praise on it, and I'm like, I did enjoy at least the multiplayer aspects of Black Ops 80 that I played.
I mean, at very least, any human being could get enjoyment out of the fucking controller shit in this game.
That's kind of what's pushing me. I'm like, oh god, that makes my monkey brain go off.
My major problem is I was looking at the evidence board for the single player.
I
think there's only one set of missions left. So this single player might be like 6 hours, 5 hours.
That sounds appropriate for a Call of Duty, yeah.
Oof, I just, it's a shame because I'm really enjoying a lot of it. And, there's collectibles. Like, so there are side missions. What's up?
You find little pop figures of Char Asimble.
You have to collect all of Adler's shades.
At one part, the game's really well animated for just a moment.
Just one moment of some guy getting owned. There's stuff like you need to figure out certain information in order to decrypt this disk. So you need to find evidence that'll help you decrypt this disk using the password. That will be seemingly in other levels. If you can decrypt that disk before you go into the associated side mission, you will have a better chance of capturing the guy you're going up against. So there's a lot of stuff like that where missions seem to tie into each other in really interesting ways. But I'm worried this game's story is going to end in like an hour, and I'm going to be like, this just makes me sad that this part isn't bigger. But yeah, that's been fun. As I said, Spider-Man had issues. There's some really neat things about that game that I'll talk about in future content. I don't think the length is a problem. I do think the glitches I had were a problem.
Those are subjective.
I don't think game crashes are subjective. But yeah, I think that's all that I have other than, I platinumed Astro's Playroom, but I talked about that on a Big Think live on Sunday. So
yep.
Nothing else to talk about here. Hey, Bob.
I basically only played games we're going to be doing future content on.
Yeah, but you can talk about it.
Let's see. With Demon Souls, I played a decent bit of that. I found out pretty early on that I was able to almost fully upgrade a sword just by farming for materials in the second area.
Sounds like I'm going to love this game.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, that does feel good. Sometimes, eventually I reach a point in that game where I just cheat and I Google, what's a drop? When's a drop? Where? Tell me.
Yeah, there was a point where I did like the first area and was like, okay, I want to find out where the katana is. So I dug around for that.
That's important. I've seen the repost animation on it. It's super dope.
It is.
Luckily, I remembered where a couple good things were while I was playing, so I'm like, oh, good. I remember where the really good strength weapon is. Excellent.
Yeah, I need to see it.
Thank God they moved nothing and changed basically nothing.
Yeah, I need to see a few things in there. Check a few other things that, like, I played through long enough in the second area to hit a point where I have no idea what to do. So I just started moving on to other areas, and hopefully that works itself out eventually.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing was in the second area when I reach the big boss and I'm like, I wonder how Blue Point's gonna fix this thing to make it, not that. Clueless.
I mean, the original is perfect, so
Obviously.
that's what I've been told many times.
And also, I also went through Spider-Man. That game's neat. We'll talk about it more later.
Any vague impressions of like, should people?
Can we get a sound effect?
Yeah, could you-
We've already. Oh my god! I don't have 2 sound effects for this game. I liked it.
Now they know exactly what it is. Give me a sound effect on how you feel after, thinking about doing another sound effect.
You had fun with that game though?
Yeah, I had fun with the game.
Okay.
I enjoyed the game.
Okay.
Avoid glitches like Dan had somehow.
Understatement of the set.
It's pretty easy. Dan's just a magnet for that.
And yeah.
Okay.
Don't think too hard about the story.
And there you go. Okay. You play anything else?
No, I really didn't.
Yeah, I know. We only had like 4 fucking days to
right.
play video games, and one of them was spent recording these podcasts.
Good.
I didn't even play more of Devil May Cry. I don't think I even played that since that Sunday. Badly.
That's okay, Bob. I haven't played Devil May Cry since the Series X launched.
Yeah. You should really just break down buy it on the PS5. You don't want to turn on the Series X.
I hear the performance is better.
I should break down and buy a new OLED.
Yeah, just shift your old one to PS.
Yes. I have one.
I
I have
know.
a better one.
Whatever, ship it to Eric.
Oh my god, ship it, Eric.
Okay, Eric.
I'll just fuck with it too to just make it broken. It's like, all right, smoothing on.
They broke it in shipping. That was a very valuable TV. You owe me $1,000.
Buy 2 more OLED, form a triangle out of them, and sit in the middle so you gain some sort of power.
Oh yeah, that's my plan for Gran Turismo 7.
Oh my god.
I shit you not. If Gran Turismo 7 supports that feature that the older ones did, where it's like, hey, you can have multiple consoles hooked up simultaneously to do multi-screen out.
If only the PS5 were as good as the PS3's original vision of having 3 HDMI outs.
Exactly, Bob. Someday we'll get there.
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but it sounds insane.
Oh yeah, you network multiple PS3s via Ethernet, and you can play Gran Turismo. Was it 5? I think it was 5 and 6, maybe just 5. You can play it on a multi-monitor setup.
Okay, that's enough.
However,
Yeah, that's enough.
Bob's
Stop
making a reference. What? I'm telling you what features you could look forward to in the new Gran
Shut
Turismo.
up.
What is with this? I'm lit. You think they won't do it again? They did that on PS2 as well. So what I'm saying is we all need a second OLED and a second PS5. 2 copies of Gran Turismo.
Yeah, come on, pay up, pod lords.
Yeah, Jesus
No,
Christ,
I need 3 more OLEDs and 3 more PS5 so I can have the front view out each side window and the back.
Oh my god!
Get the podcast to move forward, or I'm leaving.
No, this is too amazing.
We're drunk with power, and it's scary.
And then I get the chair that has haptic feedback in the chair.
Oh my god.
That's stupid as hell. Did you play anything else, Bob?
No, I really didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, next week. Anyway. Hey, KZ, what you been playing?
I finished Demon Souls.
Cool.
Got that all done. Surprisingly goes well because most of the bosses in that are kind of like puzzle gimmick bosses. So if you know what you're supposed to do on them, they kind of crumple and cry. So that felt pretty good. My magic build surprisingly went even better than I expected it would. I think it's hilarious when you finish that and I'm like, what do I do to activate New Game Plus? And it's just, I skip the credits and I'm already in it.
Oh.
Like, I forgot that game just shits you back into the hub after credits. And it's like, you're on a new cycle. Go ahead. Like, great, man. Great to hear.
Oh man, that means you don't really get a chance unless you know about that beforehand, to go do a full wrap up and get everything you want.
Yeah, because once you hit the thing that's in all of these games where it's like you did enough plot to push the thing forward, it kind of just throws you into the last section. So you got to be cautious. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Thinking about what else did I do? I of course did the Miles stuff, though. I'm pretty sure I finished that last time we did Big Thing. I don't know. All the days are a blur when it comes to like what we ended up doing or whatever. Yeah. I totally finished Miles.
Yeah, recording Big Think on Sunday was weird.
Yeah, it was. I didn't play anything else. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hey, Phil, what you been playing?
I played some Bug Snacks. That game's pretty neat. It's mostly just a puzzle game where you figure out how to catch each thing with the tools you're given.
You said it wasn't horrifying enough on Twitter.
Yes, it isn't. It's not nearly horrifying enough.
See, Bob, I told you.
I finally met Cromdo Face. He gives you a catapult you can carry around and launch things, including yourself. I also met Chandlo, who has enormous arms because he's like a jock. He looks like he has anchor arms.
Yes.
And he's friends with this conspiracy theorist nerd. And he's like, bro, if you won't come out and get fresh air, I'm going to pick up your house. I'm going to lift up your house. I'm going to put my hands under the wall and lift your house up so you're outside.
That's fucked
like, no,
up.
No, don't pick up my house. But yeah, it's fun. I don't think that game's very long. I think I'm like a little bit more than halfway, and I've only played like 2 hours. So probably a good thing it was free on PS Plus.
Maybe.
Because I probably would have been upset if I had paid $70 for it.
Yeah, I couldn't see it going for 70 no matter what.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that one would be 70.
It would have definitely
not
been
to be
40
rude. I
at
don't
most.
think the devs behind Octodadder will ever be in a position where they've made a $70 priced game.
That's what you think. Just think about the upgrade in all sorts of areas from Octodad to this. You do that again with the PS6, it's basically going to look like Returnal. It's just going to have insane visuals and performance. They're going to have the amount of classic like industry vet voice actors they have in this. They're going to have that for mocap. So next time we're talking Troy Baker, we're talking Nolan North. They're all coming in to do their next game.
Are we getting Andy Serkis in there?
No! Ninja Theory may have tainted that man a bit for me. I'm actually really excited to play more Bug Snacks. So far, it's been pretty good feel.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's very enjoyable. It's fun to explore the areas and try to figure out how to catch each bug snack, because there's a lot that you don't have to catch, but it still wants you to eventually catch them so you can fill out your bug snacksopedia. Also, I'm now having a stroke because I didn't know that Red 13 in Final Fantasy VII Remake is also Filbo Fiddlepie.
What?
Yep.
I can't know these things and deal with them.
That was a lot to deal with.
Yeah, no.
Who also has 2 live-action TV credits. One is tech support from an episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, come on.
I also played Genshin Impact because I'm required by law to play so much Genshin Impact.
I actually forgot.
They started the new event, which I'm a high enough level for, so I've been getting shards of meteorite I can trade for experience things and materials. Also, I did all the story because the next story thing comes out in December, like the next chunk of map. So I finished the Lue story, which is like the secondary of the map that's based on China. It was pretty fun. It had a lot of money in it when it came to the money moments, like choreographed fight cutscenes and a boss with 3 phases with a transformation cutscene between each phase.
Oof.
So that was pretty cool. And then they put out a thing like, we're making him easier because he scales to your level and too many people were getting beaten up. Like, they should learn to get good. They should learn to dodge.
I'm built different.
Look, it's on the PS4 still. You have to acknowledge that people are there.
That's right. I forgot about that. I've already forgotten about the dark dot.
Dude, not everyone's in the future like us.
Right?
I also learned how to play the game properly, so that probably also helped. Because I learned about how you're just supposed to have, like, 2 sub DPSs and a main DPS. Which is, if you don't know, a sub DPS is there are certain characters who can do shit that'll stay on the field even if you swap them out. So there's like a girl who will throw out her electric bird, and the bird will just stay there shooting guys even if you switch. So you switch to her, you throw out her electric bird, and then you switch back to your main DPS character, and the bird will continue to hit them, and things just melt because it's like 2 characters are beating on them at once.
Nice.
So I learned how to do that. So that was nice. Did I play anything else?
Something dangerous with Genshin Impact. You know, a lot of people, they don't have PS5s yet, but the activity cards just hang out at the bottom. You know, when you hit the PlayStation button, it's the first thing it highlights. A lot of the times it'll tell you things you can do in your game. It's like, hey, look at all these trophies. Also, these activities. Bob?
Yeah.
As I kept burning through the trophies in Miles Morales, hey, this friend of yours is playing Genshin Impact, hit square to join them, kept getting closer and closer.
I almost hit it by accident.
What would it do?
It would probably
just try to have you join my game?
It said 1 of 4 slots was filled.
I don't think it would let you because I'm at a higher world level than either of you.
I mean, you have to be level 20 apparently to even do multiplayer. So
yeah, you have to be adventurer level 20.
Yeah,
and you can't join people who have a higher world level. I think you can only join people who have a lower world level.
Huh. But yeah,
because they don't want somebody playing multiplayer and jumping into a world where everything is level 70 and beats their ass. But they don't care if somebody who's level 70 jumps into play with somebody who's like at level 40.
Yeah. It's every time I see Bob playing that game now, I'm like, man, that is not the same game. Seeing it run like that and look like that and load like that is not the same game. I'm interested in that game.
The loading is so good.
It's fucking nuts. Like how much it's been improved.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I did play some of that this week, and I also unlocked the meteorite thing, but I don't know if I can actually do it. I'm only adventure rank 20.
Yeah, I think you have to be like adventurer rank 28.
Jesus, and they gave me a cool cutscene and everything to tell me about it.
I think you can do some parts of it, but yeah, it's
they also gave me
it's fine.
A cutscene for the battle pass. I kind of stroked out a bit.
Yeah. Go get it.
There's a lot of like very involved cutscenes now. Also a lot of voice acting with a fucking major voice cast. I didn't know that because I did some roles this week and I got the stupid little like dipshit guy who whose gimmick is he has horrible luck and constantly gets owned. I didn't know he's just voiced by Christina V.
Huh. I need to figure out which one that is.
They finally just started doing that. Like showing the voice cast.
It shows if you have the character, you can just go to their stats and it will now say who voice acts them.
That's really smart. I wish this industry did more of that because I think that's cool shit.
I remember they were showing I think they showed like the Japanese seiyus or something for them early on. But yeah, it's cool to see that where they actually get the other languages in there too.
Yeah, for a while they weren't doing it, and there are some VAs like speaking out like, yeah, they just straight up aren't allowing anyone to say who it is. And then a couple of weeks later, they finally slowly started revealing him, like Sean Shiplock being the fire guy.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, that's Sean Shiplock? I didn't know that at all.
Oh, yeah.
Luke.
You should have figured it out when he was like, hey, guys, I'm all right now. No, just kidding. I'm even more racist now. That was a pretty obvious sign that it's Sean Shepard, honestly.
Oh, Christina V voices a lot of characters, which makes sense because this game has 400,000 characters. There's no non-voice dialogue. If it's in a cutscene, it's voiced.
And
what's up?
I'm having a moment
where
I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about for the past like 20 seconds. Then I went, oh, I said Sean Chiplock. You thought I said Sean
I thought you said Sean Schimmel.
I also got confused. I was like, what the fuck is Dan talking about? Maybe he did a meme on Twitter I wasn't
Maybe he was
privy
racist
to.
today. I didn't go check. I'm gonna go to his fucking Twitter page. Yep, okay, there it is.
Yeah, the only thing he does is he's like, look at me, I voice act. Also, can I buy this fursuit off you?
A fursuit of the character I voiced in Breath of the Wild.
Fucking stupid fucking Birdman.
See, this makes a lot more sense for me, too, because I'm like, how could you hear Sean Schimmel's voice and not immediately go, that's fucking Goku. Come on, man.
Oh, that's Goku with a bad British accent.
Wow, that's Goku, and he obviously recorded at home rather than in a studio like everyone else, so it sounds kind of bad. Okay, I didn't play anything else. We have to escape this bit.
Yes,
for
please.
KZ's sake. Genshin Impact is much better on the PS5. If you can get a PS5, you will enjoy Genshin Impact on it, assuming you already enjoy it. And if you do not, the PS5 might enable you to enjoy it.
I have to ask one thing, Phil.
Yes.
Do they ever figure out whether they should call the prince or princess of darkness? Like, do they choose which one? Because they're constantly switching back and forth for me.
I don't remember. I don't think they've mentioned her at all since like that very initial thing where you see like her back or their back. So I don't know.
Okay.
Because you don't cut to that at all during the whole Liu part, the whole not China part.
Right.
And here's the thing, I have been told that they pronounce every single one of those Chinese names correctly. They must have a very good voice director.
Yeah, I noticed that every time that one of those came up, I was like, that sounds really authentic. I wonder what happened.
The next area is apparently like Electric Japan. So it'll be, I think it'd be funny if all the names are pronounced wrong, because it's like, well, it's not China, so we don't care. It's not us.
Right.
Okay, I'm done. You know what I think that means?
What? What's that mean?
I think it means it's time for the Pod Lords.
Oh, fuck the Pod Lords. I can feel my own blood.
Pod Lords.
Pod Lords. It's the Pod Lords. It's a really low energy song about the Pod Lords.
We're trying.
Yes, that's right. The Podlords. Podlords such as Danny Richardson, E. Lee Broyles. Third birthday one?
Third birthday one?
Oh, God.
Xbox blows.
Well, yeah, that's
What?
how it gets rid of heat.
Exactly. How else is it gonna vape? Red Blaze 27. Kinda Juice and Kinda Frost. Suzushiro. Emperor Zero. Hi, I'm Walmart. What's that? You want a PS5? Well, sadly, you'll be pissed. It spelled like you old time.
Yeah, it's good.
So this is the one during the live show where I read it and everyone was like, Dan, did you have a stroke? And I'm like, nope, it was verbatim. And I'll read it again. Knifeville 1.5 Dylan Fieldhound, Aggro, and Banny must team up to stop Radical Gex from spreading outside of Florida.
Oh, okay.
This is still rough.
Bob,
I understand now.
Spoiler cast when?
What?
no.
God.
What game is this?
It's Crypt of the Serpent King. Don't you know of Crypt of the Serpent King?
Why did that not come
I
up in your game
regret
you played?
PS5 parties.
Ah, yes.
That's fucking. We did that PS5 party and you shared your screen, so it's like FF7 Remake, and you have that fucking game playing in the corner.
Okay, so it's some horrible thing.
Yep.
Dan was like, this isn't one of those. This isn't Lord Mandalore. We don't play DOS RPGs from 1992.
It really looks like that, doesn't it? Look, I was just trying to find Crypt of the Necrodancer on the store, and then it was like, how about this shit? And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
$2? I'd be stupid not to buy it.
I look forward to fucking playing like Doom Eternal on back compat. Dan's like, let me share the screen. What do I see? Life of Black Tiger.
I'm like, oh, it's so smooth now. Matty Mo put a bomb in your brain called X-Bomb. Oh no.
It takes up so much of your brain.
How to
Is this
fit?
why
They're the
Xbox?
controller.
Is this why Xbox fanboys are so deranged? Because it's like taking up all the space.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what? Normally I read this in the Podlord voice, but this one demands a different voice. I'm the first Cromdo face, so don't get confused. Xbox Series G.
Yes! Oh my god.
This is horrible.
It just looks like Luke Perry from how he's portrayed in Family Guy. Rest in power, Luke Perry.
The only one who can bring the Series X to its knees.
Oh, that is not the smirk I thought.
That's the Sonic ass smirk I always see him with.
Maybe it was like the toy that makes that smirk, but it's just like this
Yes.
this very hard half smirk that looks so horrible.
I was also thinking of the fucking merch.
God, that's sad. I'm one of the only people with that fucking thing in the world. Anyways. WTF Spider-Man. Bob is still pogging from last week.
Oh no.
Look at him go.
I like the Dark Souls-esque pong. It really worked for me.
I also died.
Pog Souls.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
Gonna get really upset when a Switch Pro comes out and they have to edit their name slightly.
I'm Cromdoface from the future. Don't trust Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
Oh my god.
You came too late.
See, I would do the voice on some of these, but I can't do the Warface voice to say anything but word face.
No, I need to hear you say that the name of the Rido game.
Oh god, I don't think I can. That's really
You
hard.
gotta do it for the people.
Okay, let me pick which one of those two names. Okay, let's see. Raido Kuzunoha versus King Abaddon.
DFW3K. I'm a black gay guy, and I can personally say
No!
that the PS5 did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the...
God.
This guy looks an awful lot like Phil Spencer. That's weird.
That's pretty weird.
Podlord strange. Next gen has begun, and Shiny Mew is still mixing up Series X and 1X. Help. That's everyone. Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like last time. Major Nelson does it too.
Senti Kunai. Kingdom Hearts gives KC much needed serotonin. STFU Next Gen. Kyrie's asleep and the Tonberry is listening to the Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack.
Why is that Phil Spencer looking through the window?
Yeah, he's next gen.
He's become a gigantic man.
Oh,
He has now just become next gen.
He is
Oh,
Xbox
God,
Game Pass.
He looks like
Phil
one of the
Spencer-
Titans from Attack on Titan.
Phil Spencer becomes giant, and then Goku has to make a giant energy Goku to wrestle with him.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
Oh god, that's the real one.
That's the real one.
Gaslighting is wrong, guys.
Brandon Hanneberger has returned from the grave with a fistful of cash to reclaim his place amongst the Podlords.
I can't handle this. It's been so long. I felt like I've been shot.
Welcome back, Guardian. He a shocking lack of Lord Shacks in our pod lords. Just gonna say.
Maybe once we're all into Destiny 2.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, Lord Busey.
It's only a wall of TV static with the occasional muffled KZ horny noise.
Ominous.
Skyfire Hero might have to stop being a podlord. Much sadness. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, fine.
We'll be fine. We love you. Take care. Take care of yourself. Kyle Bjork. I'm also going to use a different voice for this one. Scalpers get the rope.
Not gonna lie, I laughed when I saw multiple articles of scalpers that bought dozens of PS5s getting robbed.
Oh,
Good.
God, that face is really good.
It's really good. I don't even think it's tied to this podlord name in particular, but it's really good. Apple Gothic, the Scythe Mistress.
Okay.
That's a pretty raw name. I don't know. I'm all down for that. Zilter, Zastarder, and the Birds of the Apocalypse. Podlords, we're perfectly fine with you naming yourselves like your metal albums. Please continue.
I was like, is that your
Yeah,
band
this
name?
could be the new trend. Like, if you can literally name yourself after what you assume is an Arc System Works, like, round quote.
You ain't from Michigan if you ain't done this.
Done this before.
The PS5 is out right now. Sony buying ad space.
No, you could have at least given us free PS5s. Did promote you a lot.
Come on, man. Kyrie's wrists are now strong enough to carry the PS5 package. Man, that's actually pretty impressive. She's one-handing that.
Right? Jesus.
She's also, like, she's showing off. This is fucked up. The thing has a handle.
Yeah.
She's
no,
like, no, I need to show you.
This meme just makes me think of Kyrie as Jonathan Joestar being like, I can lift this huge rock after he gets healed. Yes.
Patiently awaiting the inevitable Blubberella Curse Content Club.
Oh.
Keep waiting.
Bitch.
I am the storm.
Yes.
It's so good. This may be
Highly recommend Mission Impossible Fallout.
It is amazing.
I'm gonna find that clip because I posted on Twitter you celebrating that.
Thank you. Yes, please retweet that.
It's Tom Cruise, so it's just like Virgil, but he's like 5'3".
It's okay. They find someone to play Dante who's also 5'3".
They're twins. Crumdo Face.
Cramdo face.
Shane's a big fan of the Fall Guys Florida idea.
Thank you.
That's a really good art. I appreciate this a
Yeah,
lot.
Florida Everglades.
Craig Goss. Karaoke does exist, but it's not as epic and funny in Like a Dragon.
Oh.
Unbased. Reddit pilled.
It is not based. It is cringe.
1 week. You're probably right about it not being that bad, Feel. Anyway, Zorafab sends his regards.
Oh, fuck. It's going to be rough.
Okay, you're like, no, I can't stand back it now. They brought in a weapon. I retweeted the Tom Cruise thing. A media replied, this is how I know you got to my podlord name.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
God damn it.
That's pretty good.
It's like immediately they know.
Crime Man thanks you for entertaining me when I was homeless. Oh, you're welcome.
I'm glad you no longer live in a park like Dan.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on up.
It was getting crowded.
Dan's like, hey, can I have a place? Oh, no.
That guy with the consonants. They took all the letters out of their fucking name except for the consonants.
Oh, I thought they were my coin noise.
GHLL is what they wrote. Now that I have the power of both the PS5 and a Podlord, I'm unstoppable.
This is it.
It might be too much power.
And Phil Spencer opening up a still running Xbox Series X as he begins to melt in front of his interviewers. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thank you, Paul Lords.
Thank you,
Pod Lord.
Thank you, Tom Cruise. Clank coin.
And if you'd like to become a Pod Lord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GBpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits. Such as...
Got him!
Yeah, you did. Shit.
For those wondering, I Doug Walkered him.
I could have handled
5.
Yeah, I didn't expect 5 at all. You can get access to
Don't
many
worry,
benefits.
I'll edit it into the podcast right as I post it.
You get access to many benefits, such as Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, Cursed Content by Committee, our Patreon-exclusive Cursed Content show, which also comes with the commentary track, early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts about Dragon Ball and Bleach, basically all of anime, extended armchair dev pitches where we actually explain our ideas. Right now, recently, you get the Fall Guys one, which is very good, and other benefits. That's patreon.com/GB podcasts.
Yes, thank you very much to our Podlords and anyone who supports us over there. We appreciate it. For those who missed Sunday, there is no longer next-gen news. It is now news.
They have shipped 2 boxes to the retail called Xbox, but we do have a Microsoft thing, which I have to get to right now.
True. No longer will there be a cornered off segment where we punch Microsoft. It could have it at any time. I feel.
So Xbox CFO Tim Stewart spoke at a conference about Bethesda. I will now read what he wrote. What he said, not wrote.
Sounds fantastic.
Yes, the goal here is, I'll say it from a cross-platform perspective. Microsoft is a platform. We're one of the first to really support Microsoft, Roblox, and Fortnite across platforms. So we highly encourage cross-platform play, simply from this landscape of, if it's good for the gaming ecosystem, it's good for us. Classic rising tide lifts all boats. I could shit on you for that, because that's a fucking lie. But, fairly sane. We'll move on. What we'll do in the long run is we don't have intentions of just pulling all Bethesda content out of Sony or Nintendo or otherwise. But what we want is that content in the long run to either be first or better or best, or pick your differentiated experience on our platforms. We will want Bethesda content to show up as the best on our platforms. Yes, that's not a point about being exclusive. That's not a point about adjusting timing or content or roadmap. But if you think about something like Game Pass, if it shows up best in Game Pass, that's what we want to see, and we want to drive our Game Pass subscriber base through that Bethesda pipeline.
Well, shit, man, if you want to make sure that Bethesda games are best on your platform, maybe you should get your shit together and make it so your SDK can make games well for your platform, so you're not hemorrhaging performance.
So, again, I'm not announcing pulling contents from platforms one way or the other, but I expect you'll continue to see a shift. When did you start? Towards a first or better or best approach on our platforms. What?
I don't know when they think they started that, but okay. Sure.
My attempt at what I think that said was, we're not going to stop games from appearing on other platforms, but if you get them on Game Pass, they'll probably get like DLC and other extra content early, or just in general.
See, what I took away from it is, we don't know. We haven't decided. Yeah. We don't know what we're doing in any
I'm making the mistake of trying to assign meaning to a thing where they still don't own them yet.
This sounds so nothing that I have to just assume. Like I've said multiple times in the past 6 months, Microsoft doesn't know what they were doing. But I meant that in the sense of like, they don't understand the ramifications of their actions and aren't thinking them through. Now I literally mean Microsoft does not know what they are going to do.
Yeah. Because if they don't let them put out games on the pre-existing platforms, not only do they burn those customers that Bethesda already had, they lose shitloads of profitability.
Dan, I'm not even taking it to that level. I do not mean Microsoft is in a position where they don't know what road they'll take. I mean, they aren't even thinking about it.
Yeah, Microsoft lives in a townhouse and just bought a horse.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't know why they bought
Wait,
more.
what?
That's
My
surprisingly
brain finally
true.
caught up. I'm thinking about this in terms of like,
Just imagining Phil
I
Spencer
don't-
holding a horse.
oh my
Like he has the reins and he's just smugging at the camera.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing as if you live in a mountain home and bought a boat.
oh my god.
A lot of people do that.
You're
though.
Amish and bought an OLED.
But you were saying, KZ?
I don't know why they continue to have multiple interview after interview and blurb after blurb about this. And I started thinking about, when like Disney bought Fox, or like they were saying they were going to do that and they were going through that. They didn't really talk about the things they planned on doing with the IP until it was done. And even then, even now, they've kind of limited it a bit, where it's just like, this will appear on the streaming service, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want this IP. But a lot of that stuff was at the end after it was like, it went through, and they were foolishly not stopped from doing that. This, it's just, we have said we will buy them. We will now talk to you and say basically nothing over and over and over again.
Well, I'm sure that part of it comes from everyone wants to know. So every interview they do asks them about this. And they, for some reason, don't just have a like unified message for everyone in the company to say, just like, oh, we can't talk about it yet.
And still
Talk about it later.
Why can't they do the Square Enix thing where they're like, we have nothing to share, go the fuck away?
Yeah, that's most companies. But instead, Microsoft's like, hey, Phil Spencer, you say whatever you want. And then he gets in an interview and he's like, I might hit you. But I make a policy of not hitting you. But just so you know, I might hit you.
We really love the Switch, but I could beat everyone in there in a fight.
I'm not going to hit you, but you have to know that I could hit you very easily, and you need to be grateful to me for not hitting you.
I'm actually a trained Marine, just so you know.
That actually would be pretty raw if Phil Spencer was an ex-Marine. Yeah, that's a great news story. Thank you, Phil, for quoting.
Yeah. That word soup you put in there, yeah.
All my shit's PS5 related. I don't think we have any Microsoft news aside from that, right?
No,
there's one thing that kind of Microsoft-ish.
There is
Okay.
one Microsoft thing.
Okay, what's that?
CrossfireX has been delayed till 2021. I didn't know it was supposed to ship this year. I never assumed it would.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, it was supposed to, and then they're like, the world.
Then time stopped.
Yeah, basically.
Wow, you're really good at that. Like that, I'm kind of shocked, honestly.
Well, that's the power an SM7B can bring to you.
Yeah, like wow. Yeah, that's
Wait,
delayed. That's delayed. So yet another somewhat promoted Xbox thing that just like disappears.
Yeah, I put this in the category of like when I kept seeing it, I was like, that's not hitting. They said this year. I don't buy it. So them announcing it only now kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a foregone conclusion months ago.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But
Yeah, is the medium out of this year?
yes, it is now.
Yeah,
So
I know it got
so-
delayed. I didn't know if it got delayed to December or not, but
Yeah, I'm pretty
maybe
sure.
up to-
I did not
to-
know it got hit with a second delay.
I'm pretty sure the delay pushed it out of December.
Huh, I could have sworn the delay was till December, but maybe I'm wrong.
No,
That's what I was questioning, whether it was pushed to December or not.
Oh, it was pushed out of December. Last I checked. One moment. Let me check. January 28th, 2021.
Okay.
God!
So yeah, that's right. Bright Memory is the console launch exclusive. It's a good thing Digital Foundry is going to do some analysis. They're having slight problems doing that because they can't get past the title screen because it locked up.
What?
None of this is bullshit. This is all real.
Yeah, I think that later on he posted, I finally fixed it by formatting everything.
Yeah, that's what he had to do.
God.
It's okay. Everything else is running fine.
Okay. We'll talk about it now, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Just get it out of here.
Fucking okay. So we've had a number of cross-platform analyses come out from different places. We've had 2 from Digital Foundry. One was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The other was Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. And in both of those cases, with the 120 frames per second mode on Devil May Cry 5 and just the normal gameplay in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the PS5 is apparently running games better. Some analysis came from somewhere else saying Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War in the 120 frames per second mode also runs better by about 10 frames per second on PS5. And we also had commentary from Giant Bomb saying No Man's Sky and Watch Dogs seem to both run better on PS5. So it happened. The thing we called months ago of they can't spend this whole year talking about how huge their dick is, and then when it comes time to show, be like, it's cold.
My personality's really good.
Yeah.
I can play guitar sometime.
I did not expect this to truly happen.
I did not expect this to happen.
I'm like, no, the Xbox is stronger. It will get better running things, or later PS5 will get stronger stuff just because it'll end up like they'll shoot for that more. Maybe they'll have an easier time with that because I imagine it'll sell better because it's been the market leader forever. Out of the gate, like,
so
how would you pull?
So we got to talk about 2 things. I've had a lot of conversations with people. What it seems like is that the SDK and everything else with the Series X is just not mature enough. It was not ready for launch. This makes sense because for people who are paying attention, Microsoft and their developers openly talked about 2 months ago that they now have one SDK to make a game for Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. One SDK does all of those. They reinvented the wheel to do that one trick. And apparently,
what's an SDK?
Software development kit. It is the thing you use to begin making your game for any specific piece of hardware.
That means they finally get that button that all the journalists want of the export to PC button.
Well, unfortunately, they accidentally put in the switch button, and Phil Spencer keeps yelling at people whenever they push that.
Oh no!
The PS5
I'm gonna fucking die.
The PS5 tools are actually incredibly mature because they're just a direct evolution of the exact same thing that the PS4 used. So
they can vote too.
So there's like a strong contrast here of a machine that should on paper be about 18% more performant is coming out about 15% less performant on some of these launch titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You go watch the Digital Foundry video. There's a situation where you get, I think it was 46 frames per second on the Xbox Series X and 60 or 59 on the PS5. Like it's got issues. The Assassin's Creed actually has other issues playing on Xbox. Things I noted during our launch stream where we played it, apparently are Xbox exclusive. So the cutscenes don't play right on Xbox. On PS5, they play smoothly and correctly. But on Xbox, there's a judder with it that makes no sense. It actually is terrible. If I were an Xbox fanatic right now, I would actually be more pissed about that than the performance problems. But needless to say, all of this coming out has made a lot of Xbox fans incredibly pissed to an extent that I literally predicted earlier this year we would be hitting PS3 fanboys lazy devs mode. We're already there. I see people adding Digital Foundry with well, this is a video that will be used for console warriors. Digital Foundry normally reaches out to the devs when there are issues, ? Ubisoft has a lot of work to do, period. The tech is there in the box, so these issues shouldn't exist, yet the blame will be on the box. And then John Linneman had to politely reply, it's not a disaster, it's just performing worse, that's all. Like,
I think that the craziest thing is they're just mad at Digital Foundry and other places instead of being upset with Microsoft.
Yeah, when that's clearly the problem. Devs
Microsoft made a perfect, immaculate box, so nothing can ever be wrong with the box.
Just like the cell processor is the most powerful thing, and there's definitely nothing wrong with it, so shut up.
Yeah, this is rough. Can you think of, because you're probably better with this, can you think of games that get heavy marketing for one platform and then run like shit on that platform specifically?
I think we only had 1 or 2 this last gen, and I can't remember what.
Yeah, because I was struggling to be like, remember, play it on this. The advertisements will be for this. you play it.
I think
being
the closest thing we got was Metal Gear Solid 5 had a marketing deal with Xbox, which was a little weird because one, Metal Gear's kind of a PlayStation franchise. 4 still hasn't come off the PlayStation 3, and 1 never came off the PS1. Well, I guess there's Twin Snakes, but whatever. We're not talking about Twin Snakes. And that looked like a potato on Xbox One because, the hardware just wasn't there. This might be the only case I can think of remotely soon off the top of my head where it's been this bad. Like even close. Obviously, this is worse than that.
God. I'm thinking about marketing deals and going, what big things did Microsoft get? And then I'm like, oh yeah, the one Final Fantasy they got marketing on was 15.
Yep.
Just wanted to let people know after FF7, FF16, just are on Sony. It's a little bit of bad luck.
A little bit. Last thing I wanted to talk about with this is I've seen a lot of people who, let me tell you, the copium is coming out in mass. There are so many people. I've been to places where, I'm serious, I haven't seen people act this fucking unreasonable about a box running a game worse since the PS3 era. I
saw you posting Cope to Miss Prime.
Yes, that's literally what made me think of this.
No context.
It's a good name. The tweet stands on its own. That's the tweet. But there are people out there who are literally like, well, clearly all of these companies use the PS5 as their lead platform, and that's why it runs worse on the Series X. And I'm like, okay, let's go over that real quick. The PS3 was the lead platform by the end of that gen, and games still ran worse on it. So your logic doesn't hold up there with your weird idea of what a lead platform means. 2, it's already an openly known thing that the SDK for the Xbox came in really rough. 3, devs spent most of this year, anonymously or otherwise, and even late last year, talking about how great the performance was on PS5. And every time a journalist was like, and the Series X too, right? They would go, yeah, sure. Like that was the tone every fucking time. So don't try to hand wave this as a devs are lazy or devs aren't prioritizing the Series X. The Series X is a mess, and Microsoft needs to fix that. Now, I'm confident that they will be able to do that. How soon? I have no fucking idea. But they should be able to fix it. They fixed similar problems.
Not this one.
Oh, okay. There we go. They fixed similar problems in the past. So, like, Xbox games on the Xbox One ran in a virtual machine layer, and the penalty to performance that used to have on the Xbox One was pretty severe. They apparently fixed that years ago, and that may have been around the time we started to see Xbox One games stop being 720p and go up to 900p. If you recall, there was like, for the longest time.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was fucking bad. It was fucking really bad.
Comparisons came out, and it was like, they're already dealing with such bad press, that whole them running shit back, and people look at comparisons, and the gap seems bigger than it needed to be.
Yes. So that was one layer of it. The other layer was the Kinect actually took CPU resources at all times and GPU and memory. Yeah, so there's a reason they removed that from the box and a lot of the features with it entirely from the OS. So yeah, this situation sucks, but people need to fucking deal with it as adults. And if you bought that box, assuming...
Named Xbox.
If you bought that box named Xbox, the stronger one, not the weaker one, you already knew what you were getting with the weaker one. And if you didn't, you're fucking lying to yourself. Anyways... If you bought that stronger box and you were convinced, based on Microsoft's word alone, that it would run every game better and best, then you're an idiot. You're just like the people who pre-order GPUs before waiting for reviews to come out. You are exactly as bad as them. You do not
they're
understand.
Like, no, it's stronger.
This one number I don't understand is higher than that other number I also don't understand. Like,
it's okay. 3 more months, and then people will forget that they don't have to care about specs anymore.
See, here's the thing: if they could just deal with these games not running better and cope with that long enough for Microsoft to fix this problem, then they can just be indignant assholes I don't know, a year, a half year, 2 years from now, whenever Microsoft fixes this problem, because they better.
I thought you were going to say when they bring out their next box.
I mean, that's the thing. It's only a problem if they have weaker performance, and they won't when they make a new model in 3 years. Anyway.
When Microsoft exits the console industry in 2 years, so well, I guess that's fixing it in their own way.
But yeah, guys, just fucking... you bought a console on launch day where you didn't know how it performed relative to the competition. You don't get to have buyer's remorse now. You should feel bad feeling buyer's remorse because you clearly committed to having an Xbox on day one. If you have both systems, then doubly get over it. Like, come the fuck on. Like, come on, man. What the fuck are you? What the fuck is wrong with you? This is so stupid.
Dan, do you mind like just punching Sony for a little bit?
Yes, I would love to. I actually have some news bulleted out here. Let me go into it. So, in the time since the PS5 launch, we've found some problems. Sony still hasn't added support for the vast majority of USB audio devices on the market. It is incompatible with the vast majority of them. I think we have access to about, let me count, 4 different DACs, which is a thing that turns digital signals into analog signals for headphone amps or speakers or whatever. Out of 4 of them, 1 works, and it's literally the worst one. The reason this is important, more so now than ever, there's no optical port for people who, wanted good audio quality on the PS4 original or the PS4 Pro. They could use that. Also, the 3D audio processing in the OS level of the PS5 is dependent on you having a USB thing connected. It needs to see you have a USB headset, or it will not do it. Sure, you can plug your headphones directly into the controller, but for someone who wants to hear really good audio quality on the same pair of headphones, you could plug into a nice audio setup. Even like a lower end one would be significantly better than what the controller can provide, which makes sense. That's just one part of the controller. Meanwhile, in audio chain, it would just be dedicated to just the audio. This problem comes down to Sony doesn't support what's called USB Audio Class 2, or UAC2, which is a now 11-year-old standard. Should have been supported on the PS4 because it launched 2 years before that, and they still haven't fixed this fucking problem. So I'm going to be doing a video talking about that sometime soon. There is a company out there who they have developed a custom firmware to turn their UAC2 class audio DACs into a UAC1, thus stripping it of features just so it can be compatible.
That's insane.
It's insane, and it's intriguing, and it's sad that Sony hasn't fixed this problem, like that they launched this way, and that sucks, and hopefully they fix that at some point. But they also need to fix a variable rate refresh. For people who don't know what VRR is, newer TVs, newer monitors, they can sync the monitor display to your game's frame rate output. This is a really great feature because, one, it means you will never see a torn frame. It doesn't screen tear at all. It syncs it perfectly. 2, if you drop frames, it looks way smoother because the TV is synced to the frame rate.
What if you dropped enough frames where it was at 0 for multiple seconds?
Well, then maybe a TV could deal with that, but certainly not a capture card in a TV. When I watched the Digital Foundry video about Assassin's Creed, I didn't realize it had screen tearing constantly because I was playing via variable rate refresh on the Series X on launch. So I never saw a torn frame. That version still has cutscene problems, though, which I noticed immediately and was annoying. But yeah, Sony needs to implement this in the PS5. It's a very important feature going forward because it makes even games that run at like 50 or 55 frames per second look smooth, which is really, really important. PS5 games, and I didn't believe someone when they told me this in a stream. I'm like, there's no way everyone would have been blowing up the Twitter sphere about this by now if this was the case. And no, it's apparently the case. Literally no one's talking about it. PS5 games don't let you copy the save data to USB. That means your console dies. If you didn't have PlayStation Plus, your save data is fucking gone.
Yeah, I heard a few people complaining that on Twitter a few weeks ago.
This should be the number one thing we're talking about. Not Assassin's Creed performance, not all these other piddly fucking things, not even Miles Morales crashing over a dozen times for me. This is more important. This is fast. Guys, I didn't have PlayStation Plus most of this last gen. If my PS4 had croaked and they made the same decision on PS4, it would all be gone. This is not acceptable. This is not okay.
Death Stranding saves just gone.
Every game becomes Star Ocean 4 on the PS3, which for people who don't know, that one locked you from putting it on a USB. It only let you put it up on PlayStation Plus. That's it.
Oh.
Why?
I lost my save data because of that.
Because Sony handed developers a gun and only the people over at Star Ocean dev team thought we should shoot them.
Yes.
Thank you, Tri-Ace.
Thanks, Triace. This is ridiculous. This is clearly them using their market leadership as an advantage to manipulate people into paying them for PlayStation Plus. This is not an acceptable business practice, and we should be lambasting Sony for it. There is no reason at all they should not have USB backup for saves. The PS4 does, the PS3 does, everything does. They just are clearly doing that so that way people can have to use PlayStation Plus to back up their saves in the cloud. That's so upsetting, and I think it's a real problem that, more people need to address. So that's it for the PS5 has some real fucking problems, and we need to roast Sony until they solve this moment of this podcast. Last thing, I noticed no one else wrote this in the news, so I wrote it in mine at the last second. IO Interact.
No, I did.
Oh, you did? I missed it.
Yeah, and then I saw it down here, and I'm like, oh, I guess you really wanted that. Let me delete mine.
Oh, no, I just didn't see it in yours. Whatever, we're covering it now. IO Interactive is making a fucking Bond game that's an origin story. They're both the developer and the publisher on this.
That's really
Never. It's been a while since we've had one of those, like, oh my god, they know. This is like when they're like, Arc System Works is making a Dragon Ball game.
Yeah, or when they made Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
I really want to know.
King Kong.
I want to know who's going to be the Bond, if they're going to get a new guy or if it's going to be Daniel Craig.
It's just going to be the guy from Hitman.
They need to pay the estate of Sean Connery.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with a impersonation of Sean Connery for a whole game.
That's true. Most
bring back Pierce Brosnan.
I would also accept Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
Pierce
that would be
Brosnan's
good.
acceptable, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he would
really
be
like
really
Sean
good.
Connery as James Bond, but Pierce Brosnan, I feel like, looks like the computer algorithm generating James Bond.
It is weird.
Yes.
Like, maybe it's just because that's the first one I saw, but that's the image of James Bond I always think of, young or Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen
I'm
all
also
of the
the
others.
same boat. I'm like, this is the first one I've seen, and he looks great. Shout out to 007 Everything or Nothing. That game is crackheaded.
They do Daniel Craig, and he's just constantly getting hit in the balls.
But yeah, that's pretty exciting. I think, as the developers of Hitman, they could bring some really cool energy to a Bond game. I'm super interested. Everyone else has a giant news list, Bob, so we're going to you first.
Sure. With my amazing news, Iron Galaxy's working on a new original multiplayer melee combat IP.
Bob, for the audience's sake, who is Iron Galaxy?
They've made such classics as they worked on the second season of Killer Instinct. Extinction, one of the worst games released on the Xbox One and PS4.
Okay, I was gonna say, I remember, because, they made the great stuff, like the ports for fighting
PC
games.
port of Arkham Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird, because they're like, here are these really good ports of Capcom fighting games, like Third Strike 1. Your Killer Instinct, they picked up from Season 2 all the way to the end of that, and they actually did some really cool stuff with that. But when they announced Extinction, I never saw that game again. I was going to ask you, is that game terrible like the screenshots implied?
We
Definitely.
played that. I can't remember if we did a video, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's so bad. I kind of want to see it run on the new systems.
It's kind of fucked up, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, that's the developer who brought Borderlands 2 to the Vita, all right.
They really are
A Suicide
a
Squad.
mercenary group.
Okay.
I want
I think there's some kind of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay, there we go. The Iron Galaxy. I actually really like that company, but their track record isn't perfect.
No, I want to have hope for this. I think Dave Lang's cool.
Yeah.
Adam Boyes as well.
Yeah.
This news article also was paired with Adam Boyes, I think, getting promotion.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at it. I would love to be optimistic because I like the guys over there. But as you describe the things they did, unless it's a fighting game, it seems doomed.
Yeah, I'm like a multiplayer melee combat IP. I immediately think of that awful game made by Ninja Theory. Oh my god, Bleeding Edge. Yes.
You
Holy shit!
It's like multiplayer melee combat, huh? That sounds like Godfall.
I also forgot, and I was gonna say Anarchy Reigns.
I was thinking. I thought of For Honor.
Man, I really went to the worst place. All your other games are better.
Don't worry. Nobody is playing Bleeding Edge on Steam right now. Zero.
Well, yeah, it's no longer the Series X launch. The hype has died down.
What about the Twitch streamers? He's the one Twitch streaming it.
Oh, that's what I checked. I checked Twitch viewers.
Oh, I thought you played Steam.
No. I'm sure it's probably.
Yeah,
I'll look right now on
Okay.
Steam.
They weren't even in this news, and they still get shot.
God.
2 people playing 12 minutes ago. 9 players, 24-hour peak.
Whoa. 9 players? I think that's not enough to make a whole match. What a win.
The high point of the past month was 11.
Does that have crossplay?
Oh, I don't think it does.
Oh, okay, because if it did, and that was the pick.
I don't think we put it in the news at all, but they also Halo 4 came out on the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, Halo 4 came out on the Master Chief Collection. Apparently they couldn't figure out crossplay until every game was in there, so now it has crossplay.
Okay.
I found out because I booted it up because somebody made me play all of Halo 4 with them.
I'm sorry.
Luckily, it only took 4 hours.
Good.
Sorry to hear that.
God, that game is just so bad.
It's
I like the really bad Star Wars trench run part that they do.
yeah, that's pretty bad. It's pretty much what what I expected, where it's like this is Halo but worse. Unlike whatever the fuck Halo 5 is.
I don't know. Halo 4 is already bad in a way I couldn't expect. Of what if the AI going rampant is just getting dementia like the guy's mom? It would be real sad. And it's just hammering on that and the relationship between Cortana and Chief in a way that doesn't really fit with anything else in Halo. And it's really bad.
The creator put that life experience in the game, which makes it good and executed fine automatically.
No.
So I gotta ask, are we having the conversation of Halo 5 versus Halo 4?
A little bit.
Okay, so Halo 4 is worse. There you go.
I haven't played Halo 5, so I can't answer, but watching you guys play it, I don't see how that can conceivably be the case.
We shot the guns together.
I
don't know. I got nothing.
I watched 4 and played 5. I enjoyed playing 5.
Yeah, I did not enjoy.
And even watching it, I was like, this is immediately already.
If they put Halo 5 on PC at some point, which they probably will,
they should, but they still won't.
It would seem insane for it to be like, okay, we put the Master Chief Collection in all the games. Halo Infinite's also going to be on PC. I guess they might want you to forget 5, so they're just like, no.
I mean, that, and they're not going to, they already said they're not adding 5 to the Master Chief Collection. And then some guy said, why not? Why would they add it? It's their new Halo game. And someone goes, dude, that came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah. let's talk about.
Wait. We didn't cover the actually important fucking news about that update, which is crossplay is in. And the Series X.
I did say that.
Oh, okay. I was out of the room. I didn't hear anyone say it. But did you cover the fact the Series X update gave it 4K 120?
No.
No,
there.
I did not.
That was the second half that is important to me because you know how KZ just complained about, and I'm not saying you're wrong, KZ. Don't take it that way. The 1080p 120 situation with Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
That is literally the decision I've been making with the Master Chief Collection all year of like, I'd rather have potato resolution to run well. So it getting the
Oh,
4K
now you don't have to.
120 update.
Now it finally has a conceivable use for you.
Yes. So I will absolutely be at Haloing people in the GigaBoots Discord to do some Halo sometime soon. Just because I legitimately really enjoy multiplayer Halo. I'm glad that the Series X got that update because Jesus H. Christ. And now that it's crossplay, we can fill a lobby while I play on my Xbox.
Right. You can actually get some use out of the Xbox while doing that.
Thank Christ.
God.
The part where I couldn't even play the Master Chief Collection on my One X because I couldn't fill a lobby.
Although, I think it filters mouse and keyboard and controller players.
Yeah, whatever. Everyone should be playing on a controller. It's fucking Halo.
That's true.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Let's move on.
I got a couple quick ones. Doom Eternal retail on Switch has been canceled. It will now be digital only.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was the whole port, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
They said it's not the whole port because GameStop sent out cancellation notices for it at retail. We'll see. I cannot conceive of that game running on the Switch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there are two reasons this is gonna be. One, so people can't return it, because two, it's a cloud game now.
Oh, yeah, I could see it being a cloud game. Oh,
didn't they? No, it was Control that was a cloud thing.
Yep, it's Control and a couple other things. This would be the fourth or so.
Yeah,
100%. They just probably kind of gave up on porting it, and they're doing a cloud game. Either not, if not reason number two, then reason number one, people can't return it.
Other quick one. THQ Nordic's parent company, Ensemble, I think is what they're called. It doesn't matter. They acquired 13 companies, including, most of them are bullshit who make mobile games, who fucking cares, but the big ones are Shadow Warrior developer Flying Wild Hog, Purple Lamp, who did Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and Zen Studios, who does Pinball FX.
And Zen Pinball. For people who are not familiar with the other name. Yeah, no, they just started cleaning up, and I saw Xbox fanboys who were like, see, Microsoft should buy them first before other people do.
Oh my God.
Shut up, God.
Disgusting. But I'm excited for the Darksiders pinball board. I need to get that out there.
Oh my God, okay, now you're getting there. Mashed potatoes.
But I think it's good that Wild Hog probably needed some decent financial backing.
Yes, Embracer Group.
I thought
that's the name of
their game sold fairly well.
Okay. I always
like I know the 2013 version of Shadow Warrior sold pretty well. Maybe Shadow Warrior 2 didn't.
Well, I guess even the new one is published by
THQ
Devolver.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I guess that
yeah, they said in the purchasing decision, like Flying Wild Hog is involved in like 4 things right now, so it'll be a little bit before they make stuff for us.
Huh.
But yeah, the name of the group is Embracer Group, apparently, which, used to be THQ Nordic AB.
Yep.
Embracing like the fucking vampire.
The Masquerade Bloodlines Battle Royale.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to say it out loud. It has nothing to do with this at all.
Casey's like, I had to live with that thought. Now you do too.
Yeah, I kind of just grimaced like, God, fucking burn down all video games if that got greenlit.
Let's go through the rest of Feels news because it's all tied together.
So somebody at Capcom did a big fucky wucky and got a Bitcoin hostage program on all their shit. This Bitcoin hostage program stole a bunch of shit.
Over a terabyte.
Very sensitive
Documents.
Documents like people's passports. Apparently no financial information was actually consumer financial information, like your credit card data, was compromised.
Yeah, the employees got screwed bad.
Yeah, the employees got screwed bad.
Yeah.
They got the Devil May Cry 2 source code, so we should be seeing a 4K rendition of the DMC2 room at some point.
Yes! I'm sorry that I even almost thought that this was a positive thing.
But they also leaked financial documents revealing basically all 70% of the games Capcom has coming for the next 4 years.
Yeah, they had a spreadsheet that went up to fiscal year 2024.
Hot damn.
Jesus.
Such
Yes.
things include a lot of things had code names, or you couldn't instant, or were not like super exciting. So you can go
Like a
find it if
Switch
you-
game that's just codenamed Guillotine.
Yeah. But big things. Dragon's Dogma 2. Fuck yes.
Cool.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
We knew that.
We knew that. Resident Evil Apocalypse, which I assume is 9 because it's fiscal year 2023. Some sort of Onimusha game. There was no specifications. Resident Evil Hank, which everybody is assuming is Resident Evil Hunk, meaning a game starring Hunk, which I am down for. Hunk is cool.
What if they introduced a new guy called Hank and he's also cool?
And he's Hunk's twin brother.
Yeah.
See-
Oh my god.
I was just thinking of Hank Hill in Biohazard.
That would be really
God,
good.
God
I think I
dang
know
it,
what a Las
Wesker.
Plagas is.
God dang it, Wesker, I'm gonna kick your ass. Also, it revealed they are planning to do 2 more Ace Attorney collections. One including Apollo Justice through Spirit of Justice, which is it goes
4 through 6.
Yeah, 4 through 6. And one for the Great Ace Attorney games. This will be on, as well as localizing the Great Ace Attorney games. Apparently,
Whoa.
they're just going to call Sherlock Holmes Herlock Sholmes.
They're like, we're tired of dealing with the fucking Doyles over there.
Which is especially funny because when the creator of Arsène Lupin wanted to use Sherlock Holmes and Conan Doyle, I forget his middle name that he always Conan Arthur Doyle, is that it?
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Arthur.
Yeah,
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
Was like, no, you can't use Sherlock Holmes. He just used Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, because people were guessing that might be related to it, and the fact that recent Sherlock things I feel like have popped up where it's like they're ruining our lives again. They won't.
Yeah, they're
let us
trying
make
to.
the thing.
They lose everything in 2024. So I assume that these last couple of years, they're like, we're getting every nickel.
Good.
Ugh.
I can't
and
believe.
the final bit of Capcom thing.
Oh my god.
Capcom released a promotional thing for RE8 Village of Chris turning into a werewolf.
Gonna open some wolf doors. Very excited.
I'm really excited. I'm very excited. And Chris is just like, Leon, I've had enough. I'm going to infect you with lycanthropy so nobody will love you but my sister.
Man, this is tragic. This is a lot of info to come out of Capcom. It's like if Dan Southworth went to 3 cons in a row.
I think you're really underestimating his potential.
Yeah, I don't
Nothing
know
will
why.
be better than the fucking. We can tell them we're all coming back, right? No. When
Shit.
When did he say that? 2015.
Capcom just lets me walk around the halls. I don't know why. I got this camera though. Anybody want to see the pictures?
He's vlogging.
I like Itsuno's just going. Yeah, we're not bringing Virgil back for any more Devil May Cries. He's ruining my surprises.
He's like a child, and they're like trying to lead him to the mocap booth, and he's just gone and in some other studio tweeting about it. Like, wow, they're making their Deep Down's coming out next month, and just
There's apparently some with a code name Onimusha New York.
Okay. Well, that was the Feel segment. KZ, let's bust through your news.
So we got a new Animal Crossing update. It's like their winter update. It's out now already. I wonder if they're making a Switch Pro now that they have an update where you can transfer your save data to another Switch.
good. It was insane that they wouldn't let you do that. It's still insane that you can only have one island per system.
Yes.
Yeah. How many months was it since release for this?
8?
8.
God.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it came out in like April. Because that's when Doom came out.
Oh, so it's 7. Whoops. I thought it came out in March.
Yeah, that's still
Yeah,
over
so
half
did
a
I.
year.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
It feels like, the start of next year they'll roll out a new Switch, and it feels like that this is them prepping for that.
I wonder what my
'Cause
trade-in value on my Series X will be.
No, it
towards
was
a
8. It was
Switch
March.
Pro.
It was March 20th.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
was the same day as Doom Eternal, and I remember because the quarantine had just started, and there was the push to release it early, so people had something to do in quarantine, and then Doom Eternal got moved up 2 days instead.
Yeah, it was a little funny. We've got Star Wars Squadrons getting an update, which is surprising because I didn't think they were going to do any like updates. It's free. It's coming out on the 25th. It's going to feature a new map for multiplayer. It's going to have 2 new ships, one for each side. You get the B-Wing for the Rebels and the TIE Defender for the Empire. Look cool. I'm guessing that game's doing well for them. So
I hope
neat
so.
that they're doing free DLC. They've handled everything with that game really, really nicely.
So I have to out myself here.
Okay.
For it hasn't been an issue for like a couple weeks, but for a while I assumed that Star Wars Squadron was doing really badly critically, and then and that was because I kept seeing people talk about Rogue Company doing badly. My brain conflated Rogue Squadron and Rogue Company.
Oh my god.
Now I'm imagining an EA guy pretending he's at a press conference, badly talking about the game because that's what Rogue Company is.
Now I'm just imagining someone in Star Wars doing the Angelo. I don't know.
Kylo Ren throws his temper tantrum and then does the Angelo pose.
Man,
Good.
a B-Wing must be super strange to pilot from first person. I'm curious.
It has to be because some of them are like weird to pilot. Like you have the big like shuttles that you can do for the TIE side where it's like a bigger TIE fighter where the cockpit's like a large desk instead of like a proper like TIE cockpit. So I feel like they have no problem making something weird.
Yeah,
And then of course you control everything through like the lights and the on-screen buttons, and they all look different on the different ships. So it's pretty neat. Takes some getting used to for new ones.
I'm super curious about that game in VR, but I'm so busy right now.
right.
Yeah, every reviewer said this goes up 2 points in VR. Like it's one of the best VR experiences right now.
Man, that's really tempting, especially since I have this adapter already so I can use PSVR on the PS5.
Mm-hmm. So I wish this would end.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Maybe it'll fucking end. The saga, for those wondering, they announced many a moon ago a Persona 5 Muso game. Persona
What?
5 Scramble the Phantom Strikers. Dan was excited. I thought it was neat. Later on, they're like, it's a full-blown sequel. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with that. No localization announcement. It finally comes out. I'm like, they're gonna announce it now. No.
Now
It has been it's been like almost a year since the fucking game came out.
It's going to be announced at
Still-
the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley got that
Oh.
Lucy. We're gonna have a Persona
On
thing every
my
Game Award.
stream where me and Phil are gonna watch the fucking Game Awards, I will boo the entire trailer
Now,
being an insufferable
Bob-
child.
Bob has the hopeful future. Here's my vision of the future. This is a Asia English release.
Yes. The news is that it listed in Asian retailers Persona 5 Scramble for February 23rd.
This isn't a localization. It will have no dub and is just the English text on the Japanese game. That is the bad future. I do not want this future. That is the
Do you wanna
worst
know-
possible future.
Did we talk about how a month ago fans finished an English patch?
Oh, what?
It has been out. Yeah,
That
people made a
happened to,
full English patch for this game already.
That happened to Fire Emblem Fates too, because that was also about a year between Japanese release and localization.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's like that happened. There's a different like impetus here. That one was like the fucking localization's evil. This one is just Atlas shit their pants. Where's the game?
yeah. We don't even have that issue of the spin-off Dynasty Warriors reviewing poorly or anything. That's not a deal anymore because we have the Zelda ones where everyone's like, these are good now that it's something I like.
And the One Piece ones usually review okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's ridiculous. People were noting that when it appears on Asian retailers like this, it means it's happening because apparently this also happened to one version of Persona 5. So This is probably it.
Cool. I'm very excited. I've been very excited for a year and a half. Please do not let me be excited for over 2 years. I'm going to
Locked
die.
frame rate now because it'll PS5.
Yeah.
Locked at 30.
I actually don't know if there is a cap on the
I have
PS4 version.
Let me, I'll look that up while KZ moves on.
I feel like the Switch version might even be uncapped and just really running bad.
It can hit any number you could think of,
Except for a good one.
True. So we got another Tetsuya Nomura interview for Kingdom Hearts. He was talking about various stuff because Melody Memory came out, so he did like interviews for Japanese magazines. The only thing of like big relevance is he just said there will be no announcements or news for Kingdom Hearts until 2022.
Oh,
They're going to be they're taking a small break because they need to work on some games. They have 2 teams at the moment working on stuff. They have another team that's presumably making an action game, and then the main team.
I'm hoping that means a game is coming out in 2022 because Square Enix has gotten much better about not announcing things until it's on the horizon.
Yeah, this is the second or third time that he has said 2022. It's the 20-year anniversary of the franchise. We have things we want to announce then. So it seems like they're just holding onto their pants so that they can do that. I imagine maybe they could have gotten something at the end of 2021 from like their second team. But the big Siggy Sig happened. So things got pushed back. Like they talked about how they barely got the dub in for Melody and Memory in time because of all that. But yeah, that'll be on ice for about a year, but that's fine. They put out a lot of stuff this year and the last year, so it's whatever. We've had worse droughts for that series.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's like fucking Kingdom Hearts is doing fine. Nothing to stress about. It's just a single year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It kind of feels fresh that it's on a break, and when it comes back, it's going to be the next like arc of games there with like new stuff. And from the 20 minutes of story contained in Melody and Memory, oh boy, is it going to be real funny. I guess some fun stuff.
It means I have plenty of time to, not buy Melody of Memory until it's like $20.
Hey, maybe that'll happen.
That's true. That's true. You don't even know about the newest Kyrie memes.
That's probably for the best.
What a shame.
Oh yeah, it is for the best. You would. Anyway, I labeled this next. I labeled this next bullet, Dan. The world ends with you, cock and ball torture.
Yeah, why have you done that?
All right, so back in 2012, The World Ends With You put up a countdown for 7 days because, they go through a week.
The 7 day.
And at the end of it, people were like, this is it. Sequel. They showed like some new girl character in it. And I think at the time, the announcement for that one was just a soundtrack.
It was a soundtrack. And I think
the next one, they're like, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Mobile release.
Yep.
And then the Switch port. And a lot of people were, and at the end of the Switch port, they added like a new scenario that's like 2 hours long that shows the girl character from 8 years ago. And then they set up new story stuff, and it says a new game begins, but the S was flipped to look like a 2. People are like, when's it happening? They've now done another fucking countdown, and they're using the exact same countdown from 8 years ago.
This is so dumb.
I'm 90% certain this is it, because every time it rolls to midnight in Japan, they show an old promo for an old thing, and they've even shown the Switch one. So I'm like, 2 options. Either they're gonna announce a new The World Ends With You game, or they really hate everyone who likes that game.
GKZ, it's the vinyl. Come on.
They have to they have to have an impressive level of contempt for those fans if this is not this is not it.
I didn't know Mura imply he had something that would be on Switch coming.
Yes.
Other than Melody
it's like
Memory,
a 90%
so
thing.
Yeah,
they're like, it's not often that you get to be in our magazine about Nintendo stuff. He's like, yeah, you'll see me again soon.
This dude, Nomura, even though everybody says The World Ends With You is like an Nomura project, it actually isn't beyond the designs, but he obviously fucking loves it, considering how much he keeps shoving it into shit. So I think he's just like, you give me this.
They did that anime's happening, which looks nice.
Oh right, I forgot about the anime.
Yeah, and they got all the original creators, the composer who also does some Kingdom Hearts music and like Dissidia music in there. And they did like a 45-minute long interview. And they're like, Nomura, did you want to say anything? He wasn't on camera, and he's like, yeah, I've been in the back this whole time. Why are you calling on me? Leave me alone. So yeah, I'm hoping this is something.
Dan, is that some 60 frame per second footage of Persona 5 you have over there?
Yeah, it's 60 frames per second on PS4, so that's
so
good.
It'll be super 60 frames a second on PS5.
Yes.
Well, we only have one thing left on my news, which is the rest of it.
Quick question. Quick question.
What?
I've been sorry. I was going to ask, and then Bob brought the thing up.
Sure, go ahead.
Did they announce a US release for the TWEWY anime and it cost $1 billion? Am I remembering this correctly?
No, it hasn't aired yet.
Okay. So there was some anime that was relevant to certain interests of people in this friends group that
the Persona 5 anime.
There we go. That was $1 billion.
Yeah, but it's fine. I think it was like Funimation like got it onto their service.
Okay.
So you can just watch the Persona 5 anime without like paying $100, $400 or whatever it is.
Besides, you don't want to see that in too crystal clear of a quality. Then you might be able to count how many of a single character show up in a single shot.
Oh no. God, it probably is as bad as Persona 4 anime.
Oh no, Persona 5's anime is even worse.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It has the worst animation quality. They recreate the like all out attack cut in, and it looks worse than the game by an insane margin.
Yes, I actually see that clip. It's very funny.
God, that's
so dire.
I mean, Persona 5's anime cutscenes already looked worse than the in-engine ones. I don't know why they bothered. Every time that shit popped up, it's like, this is bad. Stop it.
Yeah, it's rough. The dub cast is good, so I might mess around with that one day when I have time, which means I won't. Game Award has nominations. We're here.
Okay. The Game Awards, what day is it? Does anyone remember?
December 10th.
December 10th.
Oh, okay.
Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to reveals. You know, last time we had Fast and the Furious, that got like a 30 on Metacritic or something. Nominees for Game of the Year are Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
So
they got some. They got some stuff.
I think most people assume The Last of Us Part 2 is probably walking out with more than one award.
Yeah.
It's nominated for like 30 things. Or something.
It's nominated
Game of the Year, Game Direction, Narrative, Art Direction, Score, Audio Design, 2 nominations on Performance.
God. Who are the 2 nominations?
Ellie and Abby.
Yes.
Huh.
And it's funny because both pictures are just them angry.
God damn.
Well, that's the fucking game, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but I just
I don't know. There's a good bit of the game where you get to see Abby in the I got mine mode.
Yeah, I rolled my eyes.
I assume it's going to be like the Red Dead Redemption 2 thing, where it's going to take everything, including a lot of shit it shouldn't have, but it won't take Game of the Year.
Yeah, that goes to Sekiro too.
I hope so.
Man, I just have to. Well, every time these Game Awards things come out, I just have to tell myself, don't even look at it. Like the nominations will be dumb. You'll be angry over that. You'll be upset over whatnot. Just don't even worry about it because it's so.
Yeah,
it's so dire.
It's so bad. I forget who said it. I think it might have been J-Blow, who in general is fucking annoying. But when he was like, I don't like Game Awards because it's just like if Hollywood gave Transformers an Oscar every year, and I'm like, a little bit.
Because my wheelhouse is RPGs, I was like, what did they nominate? Final Fantasy VII Remake,
sure.
Genshin Impact,
sure,
Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3,
okay,
and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, they didn't include the remake of Xenoblade, but the enhanced remaster of Persona 5 can get in there.
I guess the remaster of Persona 5 had enough new content. It's all fucking arbitrary. It's all fucking arbitrary. I agree with you. But I agree with you.
I played it. No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay. I thought it had
I'm like 80%
semester.
through it. They added 2 characters. You can do social links with them. And there's like a 40-minute thing of extra story in the main game. They shoved all the rest at the end.
Well, maybe the stuff at the end is really in depth. Good.
No,
I'm
Feel,
sure
you're
it's good.
real quick. Let me fucking explain. Feel, you're approaching this completely wrong way. The reason they give a shit about Persona 5 Royal is because Persona 5 was critically acclaimed within recent years. Two things: one, Xenoblade really wasn't on the same scale at all, and two, that is old. So no one thought to nominate that. They thought to nominate the other thing.
One thing that drove me crazy is art direction didn't have 13 Sentinels.
Yeah, why would it?
That blew my mind. I'm shocked it hit in for narrative.
Yeah, I think they did.
Whenever I look at narrative, I think it's gonna look rough. But surprisingly, I wasn't immediately angry by this.
I hope
Ghost of Tsushima somehow wins narrative.
God, you know what? I'd laugh. I'd be okay with that.
That would be really funny.
Because I'm just imagining some game journalist hearing like, Gene, dishonor is not true strength, and then they're just clapping.
I just imagine when you said the story of Ghost of Tsushima is really bad, and we're like, yeah, it's Sucker Punch's best story, and you fucking lost it.
I want to see Murder Grandpa win Best Performance.
Yeah, no, the performance having 2 slots eaten up by The Last of Us 2, like a just terrible game, is really hilarious.
I mean, we all know that Best Performance for the year should probably go to Simon Krieger from Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm trying to think if there's any performances this year that just blew my ass out.
One, because The Last of Us 2 got 2 nominations and neither were Joel, and 2, because Simon Krieger's played by Troy Baker, so he just stole it.
I don't know. They should have given John DiMaggio. They should have given John DiMaggio a nomination for Heidegger just for how much joy he brought me.
God, yes.
Because I him going, good help is so hard to find these days. So the president should thank his lucky stars for me. That's seared into my brain.
You did a very good job.
But yeah, I don't usually care about the Game Awards. I just show up to see like the show itself, yell at the TV like it's E3 and just have fun. I don't care about the nominations. It's literally an aggregate of the people whose opinion I respect the least. Right.
That's how you have to take it. That's how you have to consider it.
It's every year. It's the exact same thing when I look online, where it's people giving you a 4-tweet dissertation about why they don't care about them and that you shouldn't. They will then talk about how excited they are that things they wanted got nominated.
Yes, people like being validated, KZ, and are often hypocritical. If you don't accept that, you'll be miserable forever.
But yeah, I think that I think the show has been evolving in a way where the awards almost are like put into the background and not even worried about, which is for the best. I think if they become even more like, during the commercial break, we gave out Game of the Year. Let's move on. Like that would be the ideal scenario.
They're gonna do that to Fighting Game of the Year this time for sure because it's so unbelievably dire. It's never been worse. Where it's Street Fighter V Championship Edition, Grand Blue Fantasy, the new version of Under Night, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath.
Oh no, it's Ultimate,
and
the thing that's been out for a week.
It is Ultimate. I thought it was Aftermath. But okay,
Aftermath was the DLC that already came out, if I remember correctly.
And the second One Punch Man arena fighter.
I mean, that's what happens every year. There's like last year was Jump Force within there, and it was just like, why?
Yeah, I've already seen multiple people in the FGC
by the way,
immediately go vote One Punch Man.
Also, yes, it was a big FGC guy with a video of an infinite combo of one normal attack over and over. But speaking of Jump Force, Yoruchi Shion and Giorno are being added to Jump Force's DLC.
That's neat. I
don't think I forgot
that Tony Hawk got at least one nomination in sports.
Yeah, of course.
It's gonna take that. There's no way.
Also, I think it's funny how so many people were like, you're all bitch cowards because none of the influencer of the year was a VTuber.
Yeah.
I would say Corona deserves to be influencer of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water and Fire. Why?
Why wasn't Dan and Bob nominated as the unit?
I don't know. No idea. Maybe if I did I did the rant as go all year. Yeah.
I just have to sit there and be like, no, that the Game Awards would be amazing if they brought Corona on stage. And it was the most awkward, like, VTubered in thing ever.
Yeah, it's like Jeff talks to her in bad
That's the
Japanese,
Mirage
and she
Voyage.
just screams.
Yes.
That would be such an upgrade.
Yeah, it would. Damn.
My major problem with the Game Awards is the fact that they always like throw some awards in the back burner off screen. Never think to do that for the esports categories. Ever.
No.
No.
Esports are important.
There's 4 categories for this, Bob.
I know. I looked at it and I was like, yep, this gets worse every year.
Looking forward to our live
I'm looking
streams.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will be good.
It's the last biggest gaming event of the year. It's always exciting.
I don't know that
Put
I
all
would
my
say that
faith in you.
second thing, but it is the first thing.
Last time we got to see the Xbox.
We did.
And
They revealed a box called Xbox.
It was the beginning of the downward trend, though, all here. No!
Yeah, we peaked that announcement.
No, I'm getting depressed now.
And that's our news.
Well, Bob, aside from forgetting everything you just said, what are you up to in the next week?
I assume we're going to stream tomorrow and next Friday. And I'm sure that we'll do something else. Who knows what?
Yeah.
Actually, it's Thanksgiving week. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Everyone try and stay safe because, oh my God, don't go to Black Friday, please.
Don't go to Black Friday.
Don't go
travel
to Black
multiple
Friday.
states to eat with your
Eat a
family.
banana.
Just fucking try to take care of yourself and do things that make you happy. And if your parents are a piece of shit because you don't want to go to a thing like mine are, do not let them affect you. Okay. Safety is more important than kowtowing to the peer pressure of family or friends. Or us.
Does that mean they don't listen to you now?
I don't know. That's up for them to decide. I believe in you, and you should believe in me by giving me $5 a month on Patreon.com/GP Podcast. KZ, what do you have going on the next week?
I guess I'm giving $5 to Dan on Patreon.com/GB Podcast. But aside from that, I don't really know.
I thought we moved on from that era.
No, I'm still paying. I haven't opted out yet.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I'm too lazy to fucking unpledge to myself.
Mr. Feel, what do you have going on in the next week?
By the time you hear this, I'll have finished Virtue's Last Reward, and it's going to be Thanksgiving weekend, so fucking nothing.
Oh, okay, cool. Have a good one. Have a good Thanksgiving. Take care of yourselves. Bye, gamers. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today. This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by our lordly executive producers, Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Wen, and Adam Macarena. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. Soar on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.